Hello everyone, today on this lecture we discuss about one of the type of true experimental research design, that is the pre-test, post-test, control group design. The name indicating that here the researcher have to do two tests, one is the pre-test and another is the post-test, and here two groups are there, one is the control group and another is the experimental group. So it is also known as classic experimental research design. Okay, and in this design, design has two groups. One is control group, another is experimental group, and you know these two groups are same in characteristics because the subject or the participant that is selected in the control group or in experimental are the identical, are having the same characteristics. But difference is that the experimental groups, those who are common, they get the intervention or the treatment, but in the control group there is no intervention and no treatment. Okay, then the participants are randomly assigned because it is discussed in the characteristics of the true experimental research design that there are three characteristics. One is the manipulation of the independent variable, second control of extraneous variable, third one randomization. So randomization means it is the subject or the participant should be randomly selected from the population. Okay, so this is randomly assigned in both groups. Now the two groups are already in our hand. We will go for the pre-test. Following the pre-test in both the groups, okay, and after pre-test we will go for interventions, and intervention is only to the experimental group, not to the control group. Okay, and after intervention again you go for a post-test. So after treatment then administer post-test with the same instrument as is used in pre-test. So in the pre-test, what type of questionnaires we have done the pre-test? So same question will be given, but in the post-test. Okay, so we'll see that if the group who have gone through the interventions or gone through the treatment, so their post-test result will be good enough, and it's far better than from the pre-test. Okay, let's see example. So teachers use a new teaching methods or a lab experiment to improve the science score of the students. Okay, so if the teachers using any new methods of teaching, and that will be what directly improve the score of the science score of the students. Okay, so you will take first random assignments in the section. Suppose there are 40 students, then from the 40 students we divided into two groups. One is the 20 students in experimental group and 20 students in the control group. And first we will do the pre-test, then pre-test we will go for intervention. So those who are in our hand of experimental group, there will be given the intervention. Here the intervention is what? There is a new methods of teaching or lab experiment. So you are giving the intervention. For intervention we will use the symbol X. For the non-intervention it is the arrow is given. So these symbols are designed by the Campbell and the Stanley. They are the researcher. Next, after intervention we again go for the post-test. Okay, so both the post-test is carried out in the experimental group and the control group. So from the post-test of the experimental group, much better because they have undergone the interventions. So the the score or the post-test result will be far different from the pre-test result. But control group, there is no such change you will be find. Okay, so by the why you take this pre-test, post-test, control group design, the advantages is that it provides directly will measure the effect of intervention. The effects of intervention here, the new methods of teaching on the outcome variable, that is the score, science score variable, through the comparison of the pre-test and post-test result. Okay, by comparing the pre-test and post-test result of the two groups, control groups and the experimental group, then you conclude that those students come under the experimental group, they get good marks in the post-test. but those who are in the control group, there is no change is found. It is proved that due to the intervention, that is the new methods of teaching or lab experiment, that's why the students will be score high mark or good marks. So it is indicating due to the factor of what, the new method of teaching, then result will be good, result will be established. So it indicating the cause and effect relationship, that is the due to new method intervention, result score will be high or score will be good. Okay, so it will be indicate, it increase the internal validity. So internal validity means it's the confident, being the researcher has become confident that this is the factor, that's why the what, the outcomes is change, or the outcome is the outcome will be differ, or you say the cause and effect relationship will be established, and by the internal validity we can reach the external validity. So external validity means it is the generalization. So after the cause and effect relation being established, it is proved that due to intervention or due to the new methods of teaching, the post test or the result of the students is good, then you will generalize this result or this outcomes will be applied to the whole students, okay, and or whole in population in other research. So this is called generalizations. So this pre-test, post-test, control groups, that control group design helps in increase the internal validity and also the enhance the external validity. So I hope you get some idea of pre-test, post-test, control groups design. Thank you for watching. Please keep on subscribing.